Yo, what's good, gang? It's the Dope Guy, and I am back with another video, big dog. Yo, hope you guys are all doing well out there because I'm doing alright. And here I am, spinning the block with content for y'all, man, on my soul. Yo, today's video, we got all 16 German states, stereotypes, explain, man. Shout out to all my people in Germany. What's up? Respect to y'all, man. About to learn about all the stereotypes that everybody has a stereotype, no matter whether depending on where you're from, your ethnicity, all that stuff. Everybody has a specific stereotype that people have. So we're gonna learn about the 16 states stereotypes in Germany. So shout out to all my people in Germany. I can't wait to tap into this video. But before we lock in, subscribe to the Dope Guy. That way to get notifications every time I upload. And from right here on Snapchat and Instagram right across the bottom screen. So with that being said, I'm not gonna hold y'all much longer because you already know this. Go big dog. Let's get into it. Yes, sir.
After World War II, the three regions of Baden-Württemberg and a slice of Hohenzollern were merged, making it into Baden-Württemberg. But there is still a lot of friendly rivalry between the founding states to this day. These people are rich, and you won't understand a thing they're saying, even if you're German. Hence the saying that they can do everything but speak proper German. They've worked very hard, make good money, spend none of it, and save to buy a house.
Okay.
So you could say that they're like the Scottish of Germany. They're basically the reason for the German high efficiency, no humor, great engineering, high quality stereotypes. In the winter, they wake up at 5 to shovel the snow. But during the weekend, they loosen up and just wake up at 5:30. How can you tell if someone from Baden-Württemberg...
Yo, these stick figures these stick figures with these big ass heads is so wild, bro. This is diabolical. Hey, shout out to the animation, but this is crazy.
Just look at their phones. If the brightness is set to 1%, bingo. And then there's Kewocha. For those who don't know, you have to clean up the hallways and the stairs where you live in turns. And if you don't, well, you better not. There are a lot of them in Berlin, and they're the destroyers of fun. Now, about the capital, Stuttgart, the Mercedes-Benz and Porsche headquarters are there, and it's very expensive to live in. Hey, where are you from? Rüttlingen. Where? Near Stuttgart. The city of Karlsruhe is filled with lawyers, Mannheim has people from everywhere, and Freiburg is the hippie central of the state, with lots of bikers and vegan cafes.
Bavaria. Shout out to my people in Bavaria.
Bavaria is like the Texas of Germany.
Really?
The biggest states are very traditional, conservative, and rich, with the highest separatist feelings among all German states. They often joke about how they'd be better off if they united with Austria. The Transalpine Empire would be great too. They're what most of the world thinks Germans look like, wearing lederhosen or dirndl all the time while drinking a liter of beer and eating white sausage for breakfast, and going to Oktoberfest in the afternoon even though it's June. Speaking of food, they live on Radler and use noodle in almost every food. Compared to the northern parts, people are more chatty and outgoing. People from up north, though, have some different opinions about them. If you ask them about Bavaria, they'll say it's the most northern city of Italy. They think Bavarians are arrogant and full of themselves. But I think they're just proud of their culture and heritage. I mean, if you ask them where they're from, they're just going to say Bavarian, not German. Aside from this, every other state hates Bayern Munich. I mean, enough already. You're winning every year. It's not even fun anymore. Go play with some other European teams.
Damn.
So you could already guess that there's some hate between Bavaria and other parts of Germany. But well, a little bit of healthy mutual hatred is the foundation of Germany. About their dialect? Yeah, dialect. Not another language, you Prussian fools. Where was I? It's pretty hard to understand. BMW and Audi headquarters are in Bavaria, and Bavarians constantly talk and brag about them, but they drive Subaru. The capital, Munich, is clean, and there are a lot of parks, and it feels like a big village, but it's very expensive. Also, people from Nuremberg are proud of their small sausages, and people from Augsburg are hippies. Berlin is dirty, poor, but sexy and disorganized, with weirdos, homeless people, drug addicts, and dealers. It has the highest crime rate per capita in the country, and in the middle of all this, there are some hippies who think it's the best place in the world. Now, the Berliners. No one can deny that they're extremely rude and upfront, whether to each other or to foreigners. They're like rude on purpose, and they always speak their mind. Well, some say that's how they want to make new friends, by challenging you to a sassiness duel. If you beat them with an even more passive-aggressive reply, you have gained their respect.
Really?
Which is, I don't know, you tell me. Is this...
That's a way to make friends and shit by being aggressive at people, man? Nah, that ain't the way to... I don't know. It works different wherever you're from, but nah.
It's true. Now, the people who have moved there are stereotyped as being hippies who party in techno clubs, hang out in cafes with laptops, and dress all in black and leather, and tend to all get depressed in the winter. In Berlin, there are people from all around the world, and all of them are obsessed with donor, or vegan donor. Berlin is like its
Oh, the doner kebab. I want one so bad. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
own microcosmos. You can find every sort of person there. It's one of those places where every person can find their tribe, if they just look for it, no matter how weird or niche they are. This state gets a lot of hate. Every other state hates Berlin. And even people from Berlin hate Berlin.
Damn.
It's overall a good place. You could find some friends, bully other people on a daily basis, quit your engineering major and go to a music or art school, and live a life funded by others.
The mustache is taking me out.
Then you could go out with your girlfriend, who has ripped tights and a symmetrical skirt, multicolored hair. But
This animation is crazy. Like, what the hell? Some of the stick figures.
goth way, crazy eyeliner,
Yo.
piercings, and an aggressive victim mentality. And enjoy the city. If you're liking the video so far, please subscribe.
Brandenburg.
It's like a void surrounding Berlin. It's very empty, sandy, and did I mention empty? No one's living in Brandenburg. And there's even a song about this. All you can see is forests, lakes, and more forests. Also wolves. They roam around abandoned villages and eat the last pensioners who have not immigrated to Baden-Württemberg. Most inhabitants live in surroundings of Berlin. The people are nice, and the cities get even more empty because everyone's commuting to Berlin for work. There isn't much to do except to go and see the beautiful lakes or visit the Spreewald. And also they have the city of Frankfurt.
Frankfurt, Germany. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to Bremen.
Bremen is the smallest
Bremen,
state.
sorry.
So small they even call it the big village. I mean, the whole state has only 2 cities. And it's like a big village, alright, but with the benefits of a metropolis. And they're mostly poor and leftists.
Damn.
The city, though, is absolutely beautiful. It has a great public transit and you can go anywhere by bike. They're also an hour away by train from Hamburg and have a great football rivalry with them. I haven't heard any more specific stereotypes about this place, but the things that you could do there are to enjoy the city parks and nature, say hi to Roland, see the famous musicians and pet the donkey, and enjoy some nip and lapskaus. And you have to note that once they were a shipping and manufacturing powerhouse. Now they have the highest level of alcoholism and unemployment of any state.
Damn. Hamburg.
People from Hamburg are stereotyped as being rude, arrogant, and very direct and cold, just like their weather. And their extreme directness may sometimes feel like bullying to foreigners. And
What's the weather like in Germany? Is it always cold? Is it more cold than anything? Y'all let me know in the comments.
they're very reserved and almost Nordic in their attitude, meaning that you won't get a warm hug from them, and they always keep it to themselves. You could find liberal, rich bourgeois everywhere. And because of their port, wealth, and fancy apartments, they think they're above everybody else.
Yeah.
About the food, they're obsessed with their fish and love Fischbrötchen. They all think they're better than Berlin because they have a port, more money, and better bars. St. Pauli neighborhood in Hamburg is where all the cool lefty hamburgers hang out, pretending they're not rich. And it feels like a big nightclub, especially in Reeperbahn, where they party and drink till the dawn. And Schanzenviertel is Hamburg's hippie central, filled with vegan cafes and anarchist graffiti. Some additional stereotypes about them are that they're penny pinchers and English wannabes who always throw in some English words. Hessen is famous for its apple wine. This estate only exists because they couldn't write "Here There Be Dragons" on the map in 20th century. They think green sauce is gourmet and put it on everything. And apparently they like stealing ashtrays. So be careful for ashtrays. The capital city, Frankfurt, is Germany's only skyline city, also known as Manhattan. The rest of the state would also be where Lower Saxony is. Frankfurt is a crime-ridden city, and if you want to get robbed, stabbed, or even worse, go to the central station area. But to tell the truth, people who arrive in Frankfurt for the first time get this first, and in most cases, only impression of the city. Most people never see anything more than the central station and think the whole city looks like that. And everything outside Frankfurt is villages and sleepy towns. And the city has a lot of yuppies, and all you see is banks and airports. And Wiesbaden is a great city with hot springs.
Lower Saxony.
They're the better Saxony. Lower Saxony is flat, has great industrial agriculture, some industrial cities, and tourist towns, but none of them really stand out. It has lots of farmers, farms, and farm animals. The whole state feels like a huge, wealthy farm with access to the sea. People there are known to have no emotions, even by German standards. They barely talk and rarely display feelings of any sort. And if they do, it's with some short grunts or by saying moin, which can literally mean anything. Lots of people speak Low German in Lower Saxony, so they're hard to understand. They also have the great Schützenfest tradition, where people dress up, drink beer, and shoot at wooden birds. About the food, they put a lot of potatoes and meat in their meals, love eating fish, and drink black tea. They wear yellow raincoats because it's always raining and windy, and the
Hate
weather is
rain.
overall pretty
Hate rain, bro.
As for the capital city, Hanover, it's pretty average and is the biggest boring city in Germany. There's even a saying that goes, anyone from Hanover thinks everywhere else is beautiful. The city of Wolfsburg is bland, Göttingen is filled with students, and Braunschweig is where all the Volkswagen engineers live, and they do not like people from Hanover.
Mecklenburg-Vorpommern.
There aren't many stereotypes about people from Mecklenburg-Vorpommern because no one lives there. Seriously, every few hundred kilometers you'll see a town with 400 inhabitants.
Damn.
On a lot of occasions you won't get any internet on your phone. But it's absolutely beautiful, especially the beaches and the Baltic Sea. And during the summer you can spot more Saxons than locals. This place is packed with old people and is considered old-fashioned, far-right and resistant to trying out new things, making it one of the poorest regions of Germany. Okay, I don't want to get banned, but this place is a stereotype to be filled with people who did some crazy things during the 1940s. And people from Rostock are Fischkabba, also very cold and quiet. They're a bunch of unemployed coal miners who love their carnivals and are drunk half the year because they're always having yet another carnival event. North Rhine-Westphalia is fairly crowded. If you ask someone from there where they're from, they will name even the smallest town, like you should totally know it. When people make fun of them, they usually focus on two areas. Rhinelanders, who are stereotyped as loud and drunk partygoers, and people from rural area, who are seen as rough working class people. In their room, the former industrial cities are crumbling and it is very depressing, poor and dirty. Westphalian people though are stereotyped as quiet, stubborn and very reserved, especially when you compare them to Rhinelanders. It is said that Westphalians...
Also, as this video goes on, I hope no one... Don't get upset with me because I'm reacting to this video. This is... I'm just reacting to it. So, what he's speaking about everybody's city and all the stereotypes that goes on... Hey, I have nothing to do with that. I'm just reacting to it, so I'm just giving a disclaimer. I should have gave that disclaimer at the beginning of the video, so...
Go and hide in the basement if they need to laugh. But that's because the basement is where the beer is stored, and the Frisians are the exact opposite of Rhinelanders. And of course, we have the city of Münster, which is full of students on bikes. It has an elitist and a studio vibe, and a fair amount of posh people compared to the rural areas around it, which are super religious. And about Bielefeld, it doesn't exist. Next, we have Düsseldorf. The greatest thing about it is that it's so close to Cologne. It's filled with Asians and has great Asian food. Just don't ask them what they think about people from Cologne. Compared to Cologne, it's more of a business city and the traffic is horrible. And finally, people from Cologne live for Kolsch. I once heard a joke that goes, Kolsch is the first successful attempt to dilute water. It's a nice city with lots of options for food, drinks and partying. Also, beer is a religion there.
Look at them dance
Cologne
moves.
also has a surprisingly large amount of homosexual people. And what I personally love about Cologne is that it exists.
Okay.
There's a state of wine. They're famous for their Chopin, and they're stereotyped as fat hicks who drink wine and charla and eat a lot of pork. So they're alcoholics, even by German standards. And it's the only state where you get your wine served in a 500 milligram glass. Unlike other Germans, they're super chatty and are happy people in general. Because they're influenced by French culture, they're easygoing and laid back and think themselves as the enjoyers of life. They have a great rivalry with Saarland and make fun of them all the time. The state is also home to the oldest German towns, which were founded by Romans. And ever since the Romans left, nothing interesting has ever happened there. Joking aside, it has beautiful forests and valleys, as well as hundreds of ruined castles. Food-wise, they have the Saumagen, which is the German version of haggis. People from Mainz love to party. They're crazy for carnivals, just like Cologne, with more wine. And the city of Trier is all about Roman history and Mosel wine. And Koblenz has great fireworks.
Saarland. I think I'm pronouncing these things right.
Saarland is a very small rural state. It's actually the smallest non-city state. Saarland is approximately the size of one Saarland. The main stereotype about them is, well, I cannot say it here, but it's the same one that people from Alabama get associated with.
Oh no.
It rhymes with invest.
Oh no.
Are working and down to earth.
Oh no, that's diabolical. Like I said, I'm just reacting, so don't be mad at me. This is his interpretation of these different parts of Germany. I have nothing to do with this. That is crazy.
Quite friendly and lovely once you get to know them. But their dialect is a bit hard to understand. And of course, anything that can be named something must carry the prefix Saar, like Saarbrücken, Saarlouis, Saarbrunn, etc. When it comes to food, they take it very seriously. It's like the first priority to them, and then they'll get the work done. They have some great wine and have the highest consumption per household of Maggi Wurzel in the country. They put it on everything. Soups, potatoes, popcorn, ice cream, etc. There's a joke that goes, neither Germany nor France wanted it after World War II, and Germany lost. The main stereotype about Saxony is that they speak the worst German with a funny dialect, have a big ego, and are always looking for fights. About their dialect, it is said that Saxon is the only language you can understand and talk while being blackout drunk. Every single person there is a stereotype as a right-wing, FDR voting, COVID denying, conspiracy theory loving extremist who for some reason always shaves his head and wears a bomber jacket with heavy boots. But most of the bad rap that the state gets is because of rural Saxony. And in some places, the racism problem is so bad that if you don't look ethnically Western European or speak fluent German, you can definitely run into problems, especially finding accommodation, work, and just going about your daily life in general. If you want a US analogy, Saxony is basically Mississippi with the reputation of Florida. But as always, these are just the stereotypes, and the majority of Saxons are alright. People from Dresden are very conservative and self-centered about their city. There's even a joke that goes, how does a Dresdener know you find his city beautiful? He tells you. Leipzig, though, is a very safe and left-leaning city.
That's some dry humor.
People of color would not experience anything particularly bothersome or dangerous. It's like a small Berlin, and they're poor, but very progressive compared to the other parts of Saxony. I'd like to describe it as the void. There's nothing going on, and the state is very quiet and flat. And I believe if it disappeared overnight, nobody would notice. They think they're like a small Texas while driving their Dutch trucks, are very far right, and always reminisce about the good old DDR days. The older generations, though, truly resent their unification. If you drive through Saxony-Anhalt's industrial zones, or what you could call the East German Rust Belt, it feels like you're in a post-apocalyptic ghetto. Everyone here works 2 or 3 mini jobs at the minimum wage just to afford a one-room flat in a GDR-era concrete high-rise. So everyone is economically and psychologically depressed. This estate also has huge agricultural fields by German standards, which is a legacy of GDR. The city of Halle is cheap, near Leipzig, and they have a rivalry with Magdeburg. They're stereotyped as cold, emotionally distant to strangers, grumpy, and unfriendly. But in my opinion, the reason for that is because they're very discreet and reserved. Once you get to know them, they're actually very nice, warm, and surprisingly chatty people. They're also very proud and have the beautiful North Sea, which makes them neighbors with Denmark. And they're just as weird as the Danes and basically behave like Scandinavians. I always imagine them wearing one of those yellow oilskin raincoats while eating fishbochen and making fun of hamburgers for how they pronounce the letter S. The weather is rainy and windy all the time, and the people are obsessed with the sea. They're weather hardened and very proud of their coastal lifestyle. The state is also famous for its wind and solar energy, and is packed with sheep and Danes. For entertainment, Schleswig-Holstein has the Wacken Open Air, which is one of the world's largest heavy metal festivals. Kiel is a sailing coastal town. The inner city is a bit ugly, but it's a pretty safe city, unless you're from Labu. Lübeck is an old city, known for its marzipan. Considering it has 200,000 inhabitants, it is shockingly provincial, but very beautiful.
Oh, that looks nice.
This estate is all about forests, bratwurst, and socialism. Thuringia is like the middle child. It's not left enough to be socialist and not too right to be liberal, but they love the AfD. Thuringia is just like Saxony, but everyone forgets about them and just hates on Saxony. Some people from Thuringia might not be as
Thuringia. That's how you pronounce it?
So yeah, that's that. And about the nature, it's stunning and the beer scene is awesome. Now about the cities. In Vienna, everywhere you go, you see students, and you cannot order food after 11 p.m. And it can be a bit boring if you're not between 19 and 23 years old. Erfurt is a beautiful medieval city. It's not too big and not too small, but it's very peaceful and relaxed.
Yo man, he just described all the stereotypes in each of them the German areas, man. Shout out to all our people in Germany. Y'all let me know, y'all from these areas, was he spot on? Was he bugging out? Y'all let me know. Was he wrong, inaccurate? Let me know. Like I said, all I did was react to it. So don't get mad at me in the comments. All I did was react to the video, and he was saying a lot of things, man. He must have, I don't know, has he been to all these places? Maybe, I don't know. But y'all let me know in the comments, was he like spot on? Was it inaccurate? Y'all let me know in the comments, bro, because I don't need y'all getting mad at me. People be getting mad at me at reacting to videos because of the information that's being displayed, but I have nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with it. These are videos that I stumble across or I recommend it to me. You know what I'm saying? So you can't get mad at me. So don't get upset with me. I apologize on behalf of him if y'all get offended for what he said. So I apologize, but I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comments was he spot on about each of the areas that he described in Germany, man. But shout out to everybody in Germany. Much love, respect first and foremost. But yo, I hope you enjoyed the reaction to this video. If you enjoyed my reaction, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the Dope Guy Big Dog. Hit the notification bell whenever I upload. Follow me right here on Snapchat and Instagram right across the bottom screen. Any of the videos you may check out, please comment to this video, my other videos, and leave likes and comments on all my videos to help grow the channel, help with the algorithm for sure. Any more videos you may check out, leave a comment in the comment section below. No, I got y'all. I'm gonna spin the block. But yeah, man, it's the Dope Guy and I am out. Yes, sir.